you're exponentially in decline. It's like you're like the US dollar that's losing its value every single day simply by existing. You simply by reading. If you don't apply it, you're never going to become successful. Why I stopped reading books and why you should too. My name is Joseph Darling. This is the Men of High Value channel. I love sharing my thoughts on business, on mastery, and helping people towards financial freedom. Make sure you DM me on Instagram if you want more information. Let's get into the video. First of all, haven't you heard that leaders are readers? Don't you see the advertisements from a lot of entrepreneurs saying that you've got to read this many books? Like, there's a lot of talk out there about reading books. And it's like, if you're going to start to develop, personal development journey and you're going to, next 6 months challenge, I'm going to start reading books every single, okay, stop. It's not the time. Okay? The reason why I tell you this is because I've spent years, decades actually. You wouldn't guess my age, maybe. Can you see how old I am? I'm 36 years old, turning 37 in a couple of months' time. And I've read books my entire life. I love books. And yes, it has made me into who I am today. Do I teach my kids to read books though? No. Do I teach my clients to read any books? No. Joseph, what are you recommending people? Like, don't you understand that you have to read books and it's a shame to not read the best books of the world? Now, hear me out. The reason why I'm saying that I'm not tapping into books at this particular moment in time, that's the reason. It's just this particular moment in time. It's very individual whether someone should be reading books or not. And this is why I highly recommend that you tap into mentoring, because you get a specialized system for you. The thing that I discovered about books is that it's very general knowledge, unless you actually go into the niche and study a particular skill or a particular topic or something that you have to learn a lot about that is very specific. But what you'll find is very often in business, people don't do that. People actually read general business information, motivational stuff, self-esteem, confidence, blah, blah, power of now type of stuff. I highly don't recommend it. And the reason why I don't recommend it is because it diversifies your thinking. What you need is specialized knowledge on specific, important, critical things that need to happen in your business or that need to happen in your life, not general information that might just not apply to you. Do you know how many hours on end, okay? And you can probably count days, weeks of people, of entrepreneurs who are reading, getting great information, and now know a bunch about business and about self-esteem and about all these things, but it doesn't positively affect their bottom lines. And what's their bottom line? In their business, are they profitable? Are they actually successful? Are they actually making money? There's so many people in this information age who know a bunch of stuff and they're not able to apply it and actually create the results that they desire. And this is why at some point, I knew enough. I was done. I was that guy, okay? So I understand what most people should not be doing. So, and this goes the same way for YouTube. There's a lot of people out there tapping into YouTube to study and learn about business, but they're learning general stuff and they're wasting a bunch of time that could be spent on proper, correct business activities. Very often as well, people use reading and watching educational stuff, educating themselves, studying as an excuse because of their fear of actually doing those things that will promote their business and actually move the needle forward. Like, for example, reaching out to people, talking to networking, right? Promoting one's product and service, going to seminars where you have the opportunity of meeting other people and promote whatever you got to promote. You got to promote. That's really what business is. How much promotion are you doing when you're reading a book? Not much. You're literally taking a step backwards. Now, hopefully you're taking a step backwards and then 2 steps forward because of the information that's in the book. But if you take let's say you read a book and then you don't apply it, you're taking a step backwards. No steps forward. You read another book, that takes you another step backwards. You didn't progress at all if you don't apply it. You do another book. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, you're exponentially in decline. It's like you're like the US dollar that's losing its value every single day simply by existing. You simply by reading. If you don't apply it, you're never going to become successful. You have to apply the information, and very often the information is too general to the point that you haven't even grown any balls or any skills or any capacity in terms as a business owner and entrepreneur. This is why I say that reading is completely overrated for people who know what they need to do. Okay, if you don't know what you need to do, maybe you should be reading a book or two, right? But if you can't afford a mentor who actually helps you, teaches you what the next step is, and then maybe he will direct you to read a book. But I have not met many coaches that are actually recommending their clients to read books. Why? Because it just takes too long. And the actions that are needed to be taken in order for a business to succeed, that doesn't take long. It just takes grit, and it takes, fortitude and patience and doing it repeatedly again for a long period of time, and then going back to the drawing board. But the drawing board will be personalized by a mentor who actually knows what he's talking about. So he is your book. Imagine an author actually would write a book specifically to you. Like, so they would know all of your habits, all of your addictions, all of the crap that you've gone through in your life since you were a baby. Like, they would know about your girlfriend. They would know everything in your life. And then they would look at it and there's like, okay, I'm going to spend some time now and write a book about what his next step is. All right? This is what mentors do. They look at the whole picture, and the longer you work with a mentor, the more he can help you. So very often people quit with the mentor within a month or a week or 6 months, right? But they should go through the entire process. The ones that are most successful of my clients are the ones that have been with me for a longer period of time. Like, there's no rocket science there. They've basically had a book about themselves the entire journey because I was writing it. I'm taking notes about all my clients. I'm writing books to personalize their experience of business. And that's what I recommend for you as well, is to put aside the books temporarily for a period of time, unless you can't afford a mentor, because then you actually probably have to read books. You ain't got nothing else. You're like, I gotta educate myself. I don't know anything. I don't know what my next step is. I don't know what type of business I'm gonna do. I don't know squat. Nothing. Okay. Maybe you need to watch a lot more videos. I recommend Men of High Value, Women of High Value channel, and the best type of channels out there, like Alex Hormozy, Patrick Bet-David, Grant Cardone back in the day, whatever. All that stuff is so good, great, awesome. But if you use it at a time when you kind of already know what to do, but you're not doing it, that's when you should be procrastinating some of it. Except for my channel, because I provide a lot of motivational information like this and like all of my other videos to help you to stay on track on a daily basis with your most important skill in the world, which is your attitude. If you were to read books in the future, which ones would I be recommending to you? If you can afford a mentor, and it's not expensive these days because I've made it extremely affordable in the group type of accountability structure that you won't be able to find anywhere else, DM me at Instagram, Men of High Value. But if you can't, if you're like living in a third world country, I just can't, it's impossible for me to come up with the money now. These are the books that I highly would recommend that you not only read once, but you read them 10 times each. 10 times each. That's how you should be reading. Don't read 50 books one time. Read 5 books 10 times. That's how you'll become successful. The books that I would recommend is The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson. I would recommend Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. I recommend Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. Those 3 books, amazing. If you could just do these. There's another one, Magic of Thinking Big. In general, that's what I would recommend. Those are the best. Oh, okay, one more. Good to Great by Jim Collins. 10 times. I'm telling you. Go through them, understand them, and How to Win Friends and Influence People. I mean, how could I forget? Anyway, you guys get the point. There are some classics out there that you should be reading 10 times each. And if you do that, you'll progress massively in life so that you can afford a mentor that can give you your own personalized book in coaching form. Thank you so much for watching. You guys are amazing, and I'll see you guys in the next one.